We leave the Principality and come to Baku for the Baku City Circuit, the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. So 3 different winners so far this year: Max Verstappen, Charles Leclerc, and most recently Sergio Perez. It's time for Baku and Canada as a double-header back-to-back before the British Grand Prix marks the halfway stage of the season, with Austria as well a week later. France and Hungary take us to the summer break before a triple-header in Belgium, Netherlands and Italy, rounding out on the 11th of September. Then a 3-week break, another little holiday for us all, before the 2nd of October race in Singapore is back-to-back with Japan. Then a 2-week break before United States and Mexico goes back-to-back as well for round 19 and 20. A 2-week break, and then the season rounds out in Brazil and Abu Dhabi on the 20th of November. In the driver's standings, Max Verstappen leads by just 9 points to Charles Leclerc. 15 points separate the top 3, with Sergio Perez going into 3rd. George Russell has a small advantage of a point over Carlos Sainz. Lewis Hamilton, the furthest back of the top 6, only on 50 points. Lando Norris is 7th. Valtteri Bottas, Esteban Ocon and Kevin Magnussen round out the top 10. On the second page, Daniel Ricciardo is on the same point as Yuki Tsunoda. They are a point clear. Fernando Alonso on 10. Pierre Gasly, Sebastian Vettel as well in a battle, 6 points to 5 points. Alexander Albon on 3. Lance Stroll 2. Zhou Guanyu, the last driver with points. Schumacher, Hülkenberg and Latifi still pointless. In the Constructors' Championship, it's Red Bull leading the way by a significant margin of 36 points to Ferrari. Then Mercedes still in 3rd place but too far back. McLaren have an advantage over Alfa Romeo to complete the top 5, but Alpine are only a point behind. AlphaTauri have 2 points cleared to Haas. Aston Martin 7 points. Williams still on 3. It's the 2022 Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and this is your Grand Prix preview. Let's take a look around the Baku City Circuit, a 6.003 kilometre circuit, 20 corners in total, and the longest straight in Formula 1. This is a tough, challenging circuit, but provides great racing. You're already 8th gear, flat out as you cross the start line, down towards turn number 1, brake hard, turn in 3rd gear, tight entrance as well, but it's the perfect opportunity for an overtake as well with the DRS. Into turn 2, another 90 degree, left-hander, 3rd gear, open up the DRS, and now just hurtle down the back straight away, maximum 8th gear as well, before you hit the braking zone into turn number 3. Once again, 3rd gear, 90 degree left before the first 90 degree right corner at turn 4, past the apartment buildings as well that cost over $1 million just to be in there for the weekend. Down as well now into turn 5 and 6, the chicane, hug the inside line, it tightens up now as well, the track width sort of narrows as you approach the castle section, all the way, turn 7 now in 2nd gear, hug the inside line, jump the curb, turn 8, just the tightest corner in Formula 1, it wants to hurtle you towards the barriers, past the castle section, up in towards turn 9, 10, 11 and 12 at the exit. Now sweep open throughout turn 13 and 14, up into 8th gear as well as you approach the braking zone for turn 16 now. Heavy on the brakes, down into 3rd gear, another 90 left. Downhill, quite a dramatic drop as well. The braking zone can be tricky as you come in towards the last corners. Now 13 again. Now open up a full acceleration, your full overtake battery power, sling the car in through turn 20 as well, and then that's it. It's flat out from now all the way until the line. 8th gear, the engine already singing before you open up the DRS button now and hurtle down across the control line. It's fast, it's busy, it's abrasive, it's Baku, and that was a lap guide. Hello everybody and welcome to the live Grand Prix preview for the 2022 Azerbaijan Grand Prix. We are here in Baku and thankfully as well we got everything done in an hour and a half that took us to do everything you've just seen. Those 5 minutes took an hour and a half to complete as well, so well done to everybody as well who gave me a hand on that one as well. But hello everybody, welcome to Baku. This is it then, round 8 of the season and already another street circuit as well. I think the 4th as well. So we've had 4 normal tracks and 4 street tracks. Let's see, we had, going for it, we had Australia, Jakarta, not Jakarta, where were we in the second one? Saudi Arabia, as well in Jeddah, then Australia, then Monaco, and now Azerbaijan. So that's 5, I think, actually. So it really has been sort of a street circuit calendar for Formula One so far this year as well, but still we're enjoying it. Next up it's another one as well. It's Canada, which is sort of semi-permanent, semi-road course as well, because the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve goes around the casino on a purpose-built island that was made as well on the Ile Notre Dame for the 76 World Cup, but World Cup 76 Olympics I should say. But so this is going to be absolutely fantastic. Now we've got a lot to show you. Now just to tell you as well, practice one has sort of been revamped a little bit coming up as well in terms of our broadcast. We're going to show you some audio clips of what happened in the press conference as well, and have more interviews and more discussions as well with things around the paddock. So the preview show literally is just telling you a quick roundup of things, and you'll hear it mainly in the show as well. But let's take a look at what has been happening. Let's start off though with one of the biggest comments that came in as well, and that was from Mohammed Ben Sulayem, who's been in the news recently as well, the FIA president as well, who said his comments has been massively taken out of context as well in an interview when he said as well about Formula One should really just be a sport, not a political statement factor as well, in terms of enforcing beliefs on others as well. He's been massively misquoted on that as well, so let's just set the record straight there as well. What he was trying to suggest is the fact that it was people from loads of ethnic different backgrounds working now in the FIA, and it's now more of an inclusion factor as well. That is what he was trying to say, but he's been massively misquoted, so not very good. It seems like the media is still out to get the FIA, even though they have removed Michael Masi in the position as well after what happened, so they're still after the FIA as well, which doesn't seem very fair. And speaking of after the FIA, let's go through what happened in Monaco, because it was announced post-race as well that the investigation that Ferrari had launched into Red Bull of Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez, of both of them crossing the yellow pit exit line at Monaco. Now, Perez was cleared. He never touched it once. Max Verstappen had his wheels on the line and was deemed that seemed okay. And the FIA released yesterday some images of saying that what is okay, that if a driver who's on the racetrack hits the car on the pit lane, if it's on the line, it's the driver's on the track's fault, not the driver for cutting the pit lane exit line. So that is still very confusing to a lot of people in terms of what is actually now the pit exit line, how do we define it, which is the two. So there's a lot of things to be answered there from the FIA, and hopefully as well there's a driver's briefing tonight where they're going to ask that question. So by FP3 tomorrow we should have that information for you. Going down as well, could F1's budget cap increase as well the tensions of cars and drivers missing races? Yes. Apparently, for all these accidents that keep happening throughout the year, the budget cap is not covering the crash damage as predicted. So it's getting harder and harder for the teams in order to keep in their budget, so to speak. One team in particular is Haas, who have been told serious conversation needed if Schumacher continues to crash as well, because he's destroyed 2 cars this season, one in Jeddah, one in Monaco, both of them ripping off the rear of that car as well. It's a lot of damage. 2 chassis already completely destroyed, and Schumacher's got a brand new one here this weekend. Schumacher said that 2022 isn't exactly an easy second year for him as well. It feels more like a rookie season because the cars have changed over as well. So 2 different machineries he's trying to drive between the two. I could completely see his point, but he is a racing driver. Schumacher, we've seen what he can do in the junior categories. He should be able to master these cars. So he just needs some good luck and gets on some points. He was on course for points, of course, throughout this year, but kept losing out as well due to pit stop errors as well. Now, further on in the board, let's take a look at what's been happening this morning as well. Yeah, FIA President Mohammed Ben Sulayem, as I said, stressed his comments to diversity inclusion following the rainbow bicycle comment as well. It's been a bit of an interesting one, but he has been massively misquoted, we understand as well. Ferrari power unit reliability concerns a little bigger, says Gunther Steiner, after what happened to Leclerc in Barcelona a couple of weeks ago. There is a worry that the Ferrari power unit longevity could be a problem as well. Sergio Perez, after winning the Monaco Grand Prix, we heard him in the press in the cool-down area saying that I signed too early. And that is because he's already signed the contract until the end of 2024. Sergio Perez will stay with Red Bull. But what does that mean for Pierre Gasly? Well, Helmut Marko said that there's nowhere better in Formula One at the moment than AlphaTauri for Pierre Gasly. Many people say, well, actually, yes, there is. And to be honest with you, I can think of a couple as well. Maybe McLaren should give him a go. He is a Grand Prix winner, and he's very, very quick. But Pierre Gasly has actually said he's doing an amazing season. He's performing very well this season, fast, has some backup financially, good experience, and he's a good fit for the team. And that was from Gasly, who is considering all options for future, as well as his contract is up with AlphaTauri at the end of this year, and it doesn't look like he's going to go back to the Red Bull main team as well. Moving on, Lewis Hamilton, in a bit of side news here, he's been made a citizen of Brazil, which I think is a very, very, very nice touch. Of course, his hero, Ayrton Senna, as well, and Lewis is very, very, very much on with supporting Brazil and donating money as well to charities there as well, so fantastic he's been made there as well. Yuki Tsunoda, who really shouldn't be making these comments, has said Yuki Tsunoda is mystified by recent decisions which has gone against him. He says, to be honest, I'm not trusting of the FIA. Every time is super inconsistent. I've already got 4 reprimands, and last time in Monaco, I still don't know why. We can tell you as well, it's not really some smooth driving you're doing, Yuki. But yeah, many people are criticising the FIA stewards for their inconsistencies as well. We'll have more on that throughout the weekend as well. Max Verstappen, completely wrong to cap F1 drivers' salaries because we put our lives at risk. Well, personally, it's not just the drive. Yes, the drivers are out there racing and they're the big stars, but Formula One is a team game as well. So I think capping the money as well to make sure the team can stay in surely should be on the priority. You know, you earn $1 million a week during the racing season. I think you could take a pay cut as well to help your team. So I've got absolutely no thing there with Max Verstappen. He should be able to take that pay cut. The teams have revealed some details of their low drag cars as well here this weekend, similar to what we saw in Jeddah because of the long straights here as well. The winglets at the rear and the front, ultra low, just one little slip between the two. Ultra low downforce cars, ultra low, fantastic looking as well. It's going to be great. And number 2 status was not a topic in Red Bull, says Sergio Perez, as well as he's now in the title fight as well, just 16 points behind Max Verstappen. So he is in the fight. Danny Ricciardo has also just said better results not as far away as it seems, insists Ricciardo, as he was the factor a lot actually in the driver's press conference with many questions to him about his future in Formula One amidst rumours that he is going to be kicked out of McLaren and may even leave Formula One. Now, it's sort of an interesting mill at the moment because we've got Colton Herta in IndyCar, as well as Pato O'Ward and Felix Rosenqvist. They're swinging around the driver markets in Formula E with McLaren's team and in Formula One as well. So they're sort of all just turning the wheel ever so slowly as to where they're going to race. So we've got 3 series and all now involved in the driver market: IndyCar, Formula E and Formula One. That's great to see the publicity across the 3 series, and of course we cover all those series, so if we hear anything we'll tell you as well. Good place to get some news as well, the Grid Network, where we'll have all of the information as well throughout the week's reporting. So that's a good channel to go subscribe to on YouTube, the Grid Network as well. We've ran down now, 15-minute preview to the race weekend just to get you whet your appetite. We'll be back in half an hour to start free practice number 1. Free practice 2 is at 2:50 British Summer Time as well. Free practice 3, same time, 11:50 tomorrow morning. Qualifying is from 2:45 as well. Commentary from that will be coming from Megan Birch and Ian Birch as I'm doing the start of Le Mans. So Megan and Dad will take you through qualifying, and me and Ian Birch will be back for the race tomorrow as Megan will be covering the Le Mans series. We're a bit all over the place this weekend, but we're still bringing you all of the live action from out there on the circuit. Thanks for your company. We'll see you in half an hour. Bye for now.